nearly the entire season. Our first referee, Rick Olmstead out of Santa Barbara, California. Interestingly, he was Karch Karai's high school volleyball coach. He tells me it was the greatest high school volleyball team of all time. Our umpire is Verna Klubnikin. Will that make a difference that Olmstead is reffing one of his former players? Do you think that makes a difference?
No.
Okay.
Shouldn't. It better not.
All right, first time here at Belmar Beach, and the players going through their introductions. That's Verna Klubnikin.
You need only win by 1.
She is the umpire.
Gentlemen, let's get it on.
Playing to 15, you only have to win by 1. Steffes and Karai will serve first. And Steffes going to serve from the far corner. Kent Steffes just turned 23 last week.
Next one's service whistle, guys. Here we go.
And here we go. One problem for Steffes and Karai, getting off to slow starts occasionally. This will be a big key. Are they warmed up? Are they ready to go? We know Johnson and Powers are. Down the line, chance for a quick point. Powers to save point. Yes, cut shot inside. So Steffes and Karai, chance for a point, don't get it.
Obviously, Karch hopes that's not an early trend. They're a smaller team. Pat Powers, big, can go over the top of either Kent Steffes or Karch Karai with the proper set, so they have to scramble, force Pat into soft shots, and then convert once they get the defensive opportunity.
See the stats on Johnson. Starting off working on Steffes, and Steffes wails one out of bounds. The set was low, but the pass wasn't very good either, so 1-0, Johnson and Powers take the lead.
These two teams have played twice since Karch Karai has come back on the beach tour with Kent Steffes last week in Cape Cod. Powers and Johnson won easily, and they played in the finals of the winner's bracket of this tournament, and Karai and Steffes won easily.
Perfect set that time, and Johnson makes the perfect dig. It goes to Powers. And point number 2. So Karai and Steffes coming out a little slow, and you can't do that against Johnson and Powers, taking advantage. Adam Johnson, he is wearing his specialty foot digs. They're made by Nike, his little foot booties. Give him lift off. There they are. Colorful today. He's got all kinds of different colors, if you're wondering. Steffes, his 3rd straight serve. Will it be another point? Not this time. Steffes gets up high.
Steffes looked very confident in the finals of the winner's bracket, hitting against Pat Powers. Important, as you mentioned, Chris, that he get off to a good, comfortable, confident start.
And now Karch Karai, 36 wins. He might be the most famous volleyball player ever in the history of the game. I was thinking about it the other day. I think more people know Karch Karai, the result of media, as Karch makes the dig. First point coming up. Yes, as Karch drills it on transition. A point.
And that's exactly why he's one of the best-known, if not the best-known volleyball player in the history of the sport. Pat Powers, Adam Johnson, unable to stop this shot against Adam Johnson blocking and Karch cranking from the right, this time his offside.
Karch zips one down the middle. Here comes the paper. Dink into the net, 2-2.
Unforced error from Pat Powers. I don't think there's any doubt about it that Karch is the best-known volleyball player in the history of the sport. Pat Powers trying to cut off an angle, and if the tape doesn't get that one, Karch gets that one. He was breaking on that shot early. With the 2 gold medals, the World Championship, and the proliferation of volleyball on television, this is the man.
2-2 is our score, working on Powers. Steffes is up there. And Powers goes over easily. A little shaky set by Adam Johnson that time. It had a little twirl to it, Paul.
Well, I like it that the referees are letting a lot more go in terms of hand setting. The ball used to have to come out with no spin whatsoever, but things are loosening up a little bit, and I think it's a good idea.
Steffes, nice cut shot. We'd like to remind you that Killer Loop Sunglasses by Bosch & Lomb, the official sunglasses of the AVP, will present the Killer Loop Kill Award this week to the player who has the most kills in the final game. This will be it. $500 going to the player with the most kills. It could be Steffes. Maybe. He's getting some serves. He's got 3 kills so far. As Johnson going against Karai. Downtown, AJ cranks one.
Bad decision by Karch Karai not to block. As soon as the ball was passed deep into the court, he bailed. Right now, Karch Karai's gone. There you see him going. You've got to wait when you're fake blocking to see where the set is going to be in proximity to the net.
2-2 as Johnson sets to put the ball in play. Johnson out of Southern Cal. 2 Trojans against 2 Bruins. Steffes and Karch now from UCLA. And Karch drills it down the line. So Karch Karai and Kent Steffes from UCLA, Pat Powers, Adam Johnson from Southern Cal, the crosstown city rivalry. And now Karch will put the ball in play. Interestingly, when everybody was after Karch, Hovland was the first one to call Karch Karai on the Monday that Karch got back from Italy. Kent Steffes also called Karch on Monday a little later. Karch thought about it, the MVP last year. And interestingly, I don't think Brent Frohoff ever called Karch, so he was a little less aggressive as Johnson puts it away. That turned out to maybe be a turning point.
Well, I don't think so.
If Frohoff calls him, what do you think happens?
I think he says, I've decided to play with Kent. As a matter of fact, I talked to Brent Frohoff the weekend the decision was made. There you see the results last year with both players. A little bit better with Brent Frohoff, substantially better, actually. And Brent said, well, I'm supposed to talk to Karch tomorrow, and that was in Philadelphia, and then the decision came.
But do you think Brent made a mistake by not calling Karch and being the aggressor?
No, I don't think
I do. I do. I think he should have.
Kent Steffes improved his setting so well in complete extension, cutting off the ankle against Pat Powers.
Working on Johnson. And Karch blocks him. So after surrendering the first 2 points and trailing 0-2, Karai and Steffes, the dream team, picks up 3 in a row, and we switch at 3-2. Coming back to Belmar Beach in Belmar, New Jersey. After this, stay here. Outside. Might not be one here. The wind's still going out towards the water. Powers against Karch, and Powers drills one heater-like into the sand.
What a great turn. That ball set pretty close to the net. Karch thought that Pat could not hit that kind of angle, jumped into the cross court, and Pieper drilled it straight down.
So Johnson will go back and toe the rubber, and he's going to float serve this time. Let's see if they're still working on Steffes. A little different playing with Karch. You get every serve all day long, most of the time. Steffes. And Steffes hits hard. It looks like he's jumping fairly well. He was complaining that his legs were dead this week, talking to Ron Von Hagen, the great. And Ron said, well, why do you think that is? He said, well, I've been lifting weights. And Ron said, you dummy, why are you lifting weights all week if your legs are dead? Take some time off and rest.
It's one of the things a lot of young players don't know is how important rest is, and when you have to listen to your body.
Bad toss by Karai. Now he has to put this ball in play. I don't care if he throws it into the ocean. He better swim after it and whack it, or it's a side out. Working on Johnson.
Not a good set.
And Steffes with a pretty dig. Can he convert? Yes, on the cut shot.
That's one of the key strengths of this particular team. If either of them digs a ball anywhere near their partner, they're going to get a good set. A lot of other teams can't be as efficient and that perfect in transition. Dig the ball, you're going to get a chance to swing.
Double gold medalist Karai, the golden boy, flipping one up. And just missing long. Karai didn't use his jump serve much when he played with Steffes earlier, simply because Steffes was missing so many serves that Karai had to get a little tentative. But since they've been reunited, Kent said, look, Karch, serve that thing every time. Whack it, and we'll take our chances.
Well, I think Steffes has really improved in 2 areas, his jump serving and his off-ball setting.
And Powers launches the unguided missile. And Powers way back. That thing had distance, and it had height. And a couple fans getting to touch that AVP volleyball for the first time. Powers huffing and puffing a little, jawing and gnawing. And he gets the serve. Look for the shot here. Outside. And that's the antenna coming into play, Paul. Out of bounds, point.
If you make a setting mistake, as Adam Johnson did there, too tight to the net, too wide, now you have to pay for it. Without those antennas, as you see right there, if the ball contacts the antenna or goes outside of the antenna, immediately costs your team a point. Now, last week, without the antennas, Pat would have been able to just hit that ball straight away down the line.
And Johnson and Powers take a full timeout. Keep in mind, no sand timeouts this week, so those timeouts precious as gold, as Karai and Steffes have run off 5 straight and lead 5-2. We'll be back. We're through a lightning rain delayed as 2024 goes on the freestyle laps timing, but in our semifinal, we had some problems. We apologize for them, but we continue on here. 7-3 is our score, Karai and Steffes. Lightning has passed, the rain has passed, so is the thunder.
Here we go, Pat.
As Powers and Johnson trying to get back into it. 1-15 with some new innovations this week. Now Karai challenging Powers and dinking inside.
Because Karch can elevate so high, Adam Johnson unlike against most of the other players, has to stay frozen because Karch can go over the top down the line or chop cross court.
Steffes will serve.
Tom,
And
where
we'll
do you
try
get
to
that stuff
listen this
from him?
time. Johnson and Powers, and Johnson saying, I stepped on something.
It's a stick about 7 inches long.
A little piece of driftwood taken out by the linesman.
Wait a second. Let me get the linesman.
And here we go.
All right, here we go.
Fake block, and Steffes is right there. Karch. Midway, and Steffes can't convert. So a chance there, but realistically not a very good set by Karch.
Crummy set in transition. Karch pedaling backwards as fast as he can, trying to get his body into the set, but not able to get it inside of 7 or 8 feet. There you see Karch backing up into the wind. Kent trying to chop it back to the line from 7 or 8 feet. But you got to keep that ball in play.
Yeah. Have to be patient.
You good?
Ooh! One of the great hits of the summer right there. Steffes challenging Powers down the line.
I'll tell you, you know it's a great hit when you hear ball contact on hand and then the ball to the sand, and they come about 1/100 of a second apart. Boom, boom.
Little landmine explosion there as Karch goes to rip one 7-3. Grinds Steffes by 4. And Steffes way off the net once again. When he sees this tape, he's going to say, gosh, what am I doing blocking him? This is horrible blocking.
Well, this is the way not to do it. Look at that. He's a 1.5 off.
Well, he blocked it where he was facing, Paul. It's coming over to the announce booth. Lower that shoulder.
That's the example of not getting over the net.
Perfect pass. Good set.
I got it. Okay. Okay! Outside!
And the luck of the draw. Steffes getting a freebie from Powers and Johnson. There's a play that Powers and Johnson have to make.
Easy opportunity, not a good free ball pass, and then Pat Powers breaking out his hands and dishing the ball outside the court. Steffes mercifully tapping the thing down.
Steffes to serve. His team ahead by 4. Got it. And gently touchdown, Steffes.
That's a miss by Kent Steffes. A high set from Karch Karai to give his young partner plenty of time, but Kent will take the tap down. Look at the teamwork here and effort by Kent Steffes. Coming to cover the line, and here he's up, and he's coming down, and he taps right in front of Pat Powers.
Pat Powers is a great player, but he's not the most gifted defensive player when it comes to moving for the ball. It's now 8-3. Been setting Johnson pretty well. That's no good. Joust. Karai. Oh, great play by Johnson. Oh, and he hits it out. A very nice defensive play by Johnson, but he couldn't get it where he could put it away. And the crowd likes it.
Another unforced error for Johnson and Powers, but look at this get by AJ. So quick. But here, gets a good swing. Just hits the ball long.
9 serving 3. And
timeout
to Powers and Johnson. Powers and Johnson, they're out of timeouts now, and they trail by 6. In deep trouble, AJ in PP. We're on Prime Network. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland, 11-5. Karch Karai and Kent Steffes leading Adam Johnson and Pat Powers. Powers going to send up the sky ball. And Karch.
By Karch Karai into the open court.
Serve was high, Paul, but it didn't go deep enough.
Not deep enough. Lots of spin, too. That's a real easy ball to predict its trajectory with that much spin in this wind. Put up the knuckleball, sky ball, that's a whole different story.
Both teams siding up very well. Powers, OB. That's out of bounds. Karch did not touch it. Or did he? Yes, he did. Uh-oh. I think
Both
one of the linesmen called.
Both linesmen's got a touch, side out.
Both linesmen with the touch.
No, Tom had it too.
So both lines people.
Well, is this a microscopic touch from the right side? Karch is going to reach into the cross court as best he can. Reaching far.
Hard to tell. Of course, that recalls the most famous, infamous non-touch call of all time. Was it in Rhode Island a couple of years ago, Paul?
In Newport, Rhode Island,
Rhode
a
Island.
touch called on Karch Karai would have given him the victory, and he proceeded to tear down the entire court.
Yes, he was mad. He ended up getting a fine. And down the line goes Johnson. I think the fine was $275. I think it was, Karch explained, it was $250 for ripping down the net and $25 for referee abuse. When he ripped the stands down, the referee tumbled to the sand head first. And Powers sending it up again. Not deep. Karch for bingo. Oh, nice shot. Tantalizing.
Excellent ball control right now. Tough to stop a team that's siding out as efficiently as Karai and Steffes. But Pat fakes the block, goes to all that trouble, squats down, and Karch just dicing off the angle.
He's hoping for the dink, isn't he?
That's trouble. That's trouble.
And the joust is out of bounds.
It's a block. It's the same as a block. Touch. Touch here, huh? Huh? No touch. Huh? Touch. Are you telling me that's a block? Yeah, that's a block. That is a block. The ball that drifts over like that's a block. No touch. Throw it in the back court like that? Huh? Hey.
Confusion reigns in Belmar right now. Rick
No,
Olmsted pretty clear about what he wants to do.
Wait.
Let's listen.
It's a legal play here. Pat, I've got a touch on you. I'm calling it.
You're calling it? You didn't see it.
No, I saw it. You didn't see it. I did too, Pat. Yeah.
Here we go.
I did. Yeah, I did.
The ball was set over the net, right to Karch. What do you think, Paul? The spiker going to attack did not jump, or he did jump.
I cannot believe you're doing that. Make sure you...
First of all, I don't think the play on Karch. Let's take a look right here. The ball is bump set over the net.
I would like to know.
The ball
on his side of the net.
Karch needs to rebound this ball straight down for a legal play.
Why can't he do that?
Because he's not blocking the ball. You could see him break his wrists shooting the ball into the back court, and it came out ugly. I think that Powers and Johnson have a real legitimate...
well, you're allowed to jam it down any way you want, are you not?
You cannot change direction of the ball on the beach. You have to
On a block?
On a block. You can't catch it and throw it down.
Since when?
Since always. You got to
Seriously?
rebound. Yeah, you cannot do that.
You can't go like that?
No, you can't. It's a different interpretation than indoors.
If the guy touches it at you,
Yes,
then you
that's
can
different.
do it. Okay,
Because
you're
then
saying
you're
there's no
jousting
attack.
against him.
Okay.
Since there's no attack, you can't. If Karch would have just rebounded the ball straight down, no problem.
It was kind of an ugly play, and Johnson and Powers got the worst of it. It's a point to Steffes and Karai. Steffes with the defensive jam.
Doc, I've been thinking about making a comeback.
You don't even have to wait for the particular spike attempt.
Right, but without the attack up here for the joust, Karch was sort of ready for the joust and then just shot the ball over the net, gaffed it pretty badly, and Powers and Rick Olmsted are still talking about it.
Powers says those are my final words. I doubt
Want
that.
to bet?
Johnson serving. His team needs a rally. Oh! Husband and wife. The husband and wife play rears its ugly head in Belmar Beach. No communication, Karai and Steffes.
Adam Johnson with accuracy and heat. Looks like he's shaking the cramps because he's still elevating very well and just opening the door right there, Karai and Steffes.
13-6. Steffes booms it hard and off Powers. Good shot that time, aiming deep into the court.
But if I'm Pat Powers, I block on that ball. Steffes cannot focus on the block at the net with the ball coming over his head. You got to make him move that thing around instead of just being able to unleash.
Powers' mouth is open, and he's breathing very heavily right now, so I think he's tired. I think both of them are. And they should be. They played a long time in hot sun. Some very difficult matches. And Steffes and Karai will have it.
Powers and Johnson.
13-6 is our score. Powers to serve.
Powers and Johnson have always one of the toughest trips. They get Dodd and Luty's in the quarterfinals. They played Timmons and Akatubby in the semifinals.
I was going to say, look out, Paul, because Powers is going to jump serve again. And that was out of bounds. Hey, not having much luck with that particular serve. Neither team serving very well right now, with the possible exception of Johnson, who had that one ace down the middle.
5 errors for both teams.
Down the line, Steffes has it. Joust coming.
No!
Touch. Steffes, kaboom! Johnson said I didn't touch it.
Pleading his case that he did not touch the ball on the summer long. They'll be better off that way.
Championship point. Kent Steffes going to try to jump up, and Karai going to try to stuff it down. Can't, as Johnson tips over the block. Johnson sees the block very, very well.
Just a matter of time right now. Adam Johnson, Pat Powers would have to get all 5 on this side, and very quickly. Pat Powers not blocking the ball very well, or I should say Karai and Steffes siding out extremely well against him.
6 serving 14. Ooh, make it 7. Boy, you could serve it there every time. You would be one heck of a volleyball
You wouldn't
player.
have to worry about doing much else. He is one of the few players out here who can rip it cross court, rip it middle, and up the line. Up the line is clearly the toughest, in my opinion.
Again, ooh. And looking for that coffin corner down on the far right side was Johnson. He got 1 out of 2, and now Karch will try to deal up 1 here. In kind of a blue collar, kind of a day for Karai and Steffes. They don't look great, but they look good enough, kind of, I think. Oh, there's a great dig. Johnson, Karai can't get there. So the crowd finally got a rally, and quite frankly, Paul, been a lot of mistakes in this particular game.
Well, there has not been a great deal to cheer about in spite of the great play out here by Karch Karai. This play, a chance to end it, but the overset from Kent Steffes. Most of the points coming on errors. Balls hit out of bounds, things like that.
Steffes, and he gets it off Powers out of bounds. So with a score of 14-7, there's a timeout on the sand. We'll be back to the beach after this. And Karai. And a very, very tentative, or perhaps tired, serve by Steffes. He could be getting a little weary, getting every serve.
Bad toss, not out in front of him nearly far enough. AJ back serving, going for the ace, and Pat Powers got to get hot blocking.
No, wait a second. Didn't Johnson just serve just a moment ago?
Yeah, they got to correct this here.
Seemed like he just served out. I don't remember Powers serving, but the crowd said, go ahead, AJ, whip one.
You guys are better this way, so go ahead.
Into the net, so hang it in. The end of a long 2-day weekend, carnival-like atmosphere here in Belmar Beach. If you're wondering where Belmar Beach is, it's about an hour and 10 by car from the Newark Airport.
South.
$70.
Other than that, don't know.
This could be it. Steffes has it. Can he put it away? Not yet. Here comes the peeper. And he dinks it in.
It's the way the crowd has been all weekend long. Every excellent play, really giving it up for the players. Huge crowds yesterday as well.
And nice cut shot inside. Steffes using that shot a little more each week. And I think that's when he has to use it some of the time on side outs, Paul. And not just on transition where the defensive player is moving a lot. Sometimes on side outs, they're really dug in. You can get that shot in there.
Well, players get into a bad habit of getting very predictable sometimes in transition.
This could be it. Championship point number 5. Can Karai stuff Powers?
Come on.
Nope. Steffes digs him. Double contact. So Karch Karai has a throw called on him by his former high school coach.
Well, you asked me the very beginning, would it make any difference? I said no. There you go. Pretty bad throw, too. Easy play to call.
A couple of unusual plays in this game,
yes.
Especially that double quaff by Karch that scored a point. Johnson now. 7 serving 14.
Go.
Bingo.
Well, I'll tell you, if the set is off the net and I'm blocking against Kent Steffes, I want to move the block way inside, take away the crush cross court, make him turn the ball back down the line.
Sixth time, and Karai will zip it up. Working on Johnson. And through the hands of Steffes. So Adam Johnson, a courageous performance. His legs are hurting. He's got cramps. And once you get him, you're going to have him for a while. As Powers and Johnson try to hang in. Let's serve Karch once here. See what he can do. Johnson has it off the cut.
Pretty good set.
And AJ chops it in. Johnson has it, yeah. The back of the left calf just cramped on Johnson. Can he walk it off?
And his hamstring. As soon as he jumped to put that ball away, there you see him rubbing it. He cramped in the left leg right away. Got to keep moving, AJ. Great get defensively. Adam springs back up. Right now he gets a cramp in the left leg.
Deep shot. And a side out. Now I wonder about player strategy sometimes, Paul. You serve Karch, you dig him, you get a point, and then you go back to Steffes. You know, if you score a point, it used to be the old philosophy. If you serve a guy and you get a few points,
get him twice.
Here comes Steffes, trying to end it. Trying to end the day at Belmar Beach. Most of the fans hoping he can't. Powers will go off the net.
Look at that.
Steffes can't get there. Good cut shot by Pat.
Pat Powers showing you that he can slice and dice from well off the net. They are not going to go away. I thought this had championship point written all over it. Kent Steffes getting the late break on a very good shot.
The entire defense for Karai Steffes has to move to the right just a bit. Steffes, you can wrap up the Killer Luke Kill Award for Steffes unless they come all the way back. Johnson and Powers. Karch drills it and trying to scoop it out. A la Gary Hooper of yesteryear. Underhand was Johnson.
Johnson was expecting something up around his chest. Karch able to hit the much sharper angle. Couldn't get in good defensive posture.
Eighth time at the well. Karai looking for a drink. And off Karai. Boy, that was very close to being a good double contact on Adam Johnson. But play continues.
Side out goes to Powers and Johnson.
Gonna make him earn it.
Scores 8 serving 14.
It's been a long, long final, considering what the score is. Karch looking for something he can whack, and he touches it into the corner.
You hear young Kent Steffes returning the favor when his partner Karch Karai gets served. Concentrate after you set the ball. Make the good call.
Steffes trying to terminate it. Can he do it? Ninth championship points. Out of bounds. Feeling that Powers and Johnson, if they could score a point or two, get back on that other side, make the...
I just think they have too much ground to make up. AJ already showing you that he's got cramps a little bit, and Steffes has shown that he can side out against Pat Powers.
Ace for AJ. Once again, right in the corner. You can't hit it more perfectly than Johnson just did, with the possible exception of the one a few minutes ago that landed at the feet of Bob Wetzel in the corner.
This is the kid teaching the master right here. Adam Johnson played behind Karch Karai on the national team for a while. Very much like him in terms of style of play, what they're known for, passing, defense, hitting.
I don't remember anybody on the tour that has as good a screwball as Johnson that can get it in that corner.
There are lots of
Steffes
players.
does it occasionally, but not with that kind of control.
There are lots of players who try to hit the ball inside out, but he serves it for aces with pretty good regularity, pretty good ratio to errors.
I think it's championship point number 10, if I'm not mistaken, or mistaken. That was 10, so 10 championship points withstood by Johnson and Powers. What time's that plane leave, Paul?
Not for a while, thank goodness.
As Powers looking to go to 10 if he can. And And once again, the cut inside Powers.
That's the biggest difference here, is that Pat Powers has not been able to stop Kent Steffes in the cross-court siding out. When they have scored against Kent, it's been from hitting errors or something like that.
Kent Steffes will throw the dice. EO11. Will it be lucky? Tight set.
Come on.
Steffes has it.
Got to come, I think.
Hartz touched it. Powers with the save. Steffes with a dig. Up high. Yes!